Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Adeniran Deborah, and on this channel we talk about love, relationship, marriage, family life, and everything beautiful in between. And if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do well to subscribe to my channel. I'm begging you. I'm not forming. I'm begging you. It does not bite. It's just one click and you are done. And do not forget to turn on the notification bell as well. Thank you. So today I am here to talk to us about reasons why your relationship may fail, even if the person is God's will for your life. I'm here to tell you why, even though a person is God's will for your life, the relationship may fail. Number one reason why your relationship failed or will fail, if you believe that God told you they are your wife, is if you misunderstood God's voice. Sometimes we go to the place of prayer with our own answer, then we project our own answer on God. So when God is saying no, you interpret God's no as a yes. So maybe the first place where you missed it was in your understanding of God's communication to you. Sometimes you already fell in love with this person. Your emotions are already clouded. Your judgment, your perspective is already clouded even before you take this matter to God in prayer. Then when God is now saying no, then you will now interpret it as yes. Then you go ahead into the relationship, and at the end you feel like, oh, but God told me he's the one, she's the one, and then we still break up. The issue may be that you misunderstood God's voice. Number two is lack of discernment of the person and of time. I remember there was a time when one of my friends received a revelation about who he was going to marry, and I remember myself telling him to just hold on, because at that point in time in his life I knew that this person was not ready for a relationship. I just knew it, and I was trying to tell him, guy, calm down. What if God is just telling you this for knowing sake first, and not for you to go and approach this lady? But because it was so hot in his heart, he just wanted to go ahead and tell her, oh, God said you are my wife and I can't wait for us to start something beautiful together. He could not wait, and then he went to tell the so-called lady that God said she was his wife, and they started a relationship. And believe you me, the relationship ended within the space of 6 months, and he was so devastated and heartbroken. It is not all the time that God tells you something that it is for the night. Sometimes it could just be an information first, and when the time is right, you can take the necessary step and action. And sometimes we fail to discern the person with respect to the fact that, okay, maybe God just gave you a template of what this person is going to look like. Then someone comes around looking like what God describes. Then you will, because you now lack discernment, you cannot differentiate between what is good and what looks like it is good. You just go on ahead and just enter into the relationship. Sometimes we don't even ask God again at that point, because we feel like God already gave you a template, and since somebody is coming and it ticks all the templates, you just go on into the relationship, and before you know it, everywhere have scattered. You are heartbroken and you are left alone. Number three is unrealistic expectations. Sometimes as Christians, you feel like, oh, God said this person is my wife, this person is my husband, so they are going to be perfect. It is God's will. God's will is always perfect. He's not going to look for my trouble. I'm not going to look for his trouble. The communication is just going to be superb. They are always going to be an angel on earth. And unfortunately, you go into the relationship with this mindset, and few months into the relationship, you are wondering, why are you acting like a devil's child? They are not devil's child. But then you go into the relationship with unrealistic expectations, and because of that, you get into the relationship with unmet expectations, and before you know it, a relationship that is supposed to be beautiful as per it is God's will just turn sour, and everything just ends like that. Another reason why that may happen is lack of intentionality, because we feel it is God's will, so God has to run the affairs of the relationship. No communication, no affection, no show of love, no spending quality time together. You won't take her on dates, she won't buy you gifts, you won't talk, you can just go for days and not talk. No, it does not work that way. That is just the truth. The fact that God says that a person is your wife or your husband does not mean that things are just going to happen on their own accord. You have to put in the required efforts to maintain a proper and balanced relationship. Another thing that may be a reason why the relationship failed or the relationship will fail is if the person changed and God changed his mind. For instance, when the children of Israel wanted a king, God gave them Saul. And on the day that God was going to establish the kingdom of Saul forever, Saul disobeyed and God rejected Saul. A person may start out as good for you, and along the line they change and they become not good for you or not good for where God will want you to be in the future, and because of that the relationship just has to end. They can no longer, or they are not building themselves up to carry the weight of your life and of your destiny. So sometimes this is even an act of God's mercy to save you. So instead of just sitting down and mourning over your soul and mourning over the soul that God has rejected, just carry oil and go and anoint another David. The last reason why your relationship may fail or why it failed is if there is sin. Relationship started on a very pure note, but along the line you began to go over the boundaries that you have set for yourself. You began to touch yourself and you began to commit sin. In fact, it is ungodly, it is unholy, and it does not glorify God. And because of that, that relationship may not stand or may fail entirely. I hope that if you have been in a situation where God clearly told you that a person is your wife and the relationship did not work, I hope you are able to find some answers to the questions that may be in your heart from this video. And I hope that if you are going into a relationship with God's will, you can take some lessons from this video to help you navigate and have a beautiful relationship and marriage. If this video blessed you, do not forget to subscribe and to turn on your notification button. Drop a comment, let me know that you were so blessed watching this video. Thank you. Bye.